Howdy everyone, this is LockNutz, and you're watching episode 10 of the Smallin and Ballin series on Frühling. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, 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 how are you guys doing today? Oh my goodness, I tell you what, today we had some challenges, we had some issues. There was a map update here on Frühling, and I had to take some time to check and see if this was something that I was going to go about doing. I eventually decided that updating the map was probably the best bet for moving forward. Now, there were a couple changes. This is one of them. One of the changes here is that there's a new little plot of land right here that has this barn on it. Now, this plot of land, I think, does cost $13,000. I gave myself this plot of land for two reasons. The first starting reason is that if I was actually starting this gameplay off like this, I would have ended up buying this shed anyways. This is just something I would have included when I started this thing up and running. That's just what I would have done. The other side of things is that taking a look around on the map, there weren't very many real big changes going on here. There was a place to sell your vehicles at the shop. That was one of the things. But the biggest, absolute biggest change on this entire map was field prices. Now, if you guys remember way back when, I was talking to you guys about field prices here, and the total price to buy all of the fields came up to being, I think it was, I have it right here. About $726,000. Now that's quite a bit if you ask me. But now that number is $1.1 million to buy all of the fields on the map. That's 14 fields. That's $400,000 that the price has jumped up on there. Yikes. Oof. So with that being said, that really changes a lot of everything. Now, as you had seen prior to this right here, you'd seen me taking and selling the eggs. Part of the thing I wanted to do when switching everything over was getting everything as close as possible, and thank goodness the easy development mod dropped, because I was able to pinpoint all of my grains, everything down to the exact liter to have it put in. So I am exactly where I was sitting off last time before with all of this stuff. The diesel production facility I didn't do anything with. So some of the stuff that we had in there, that's lost and gone forever. The way the chickens were, this was another one of those things. I made an executive call. Well, let's come on here like this. This should be a little bit easier. I was going to try and read stuff off to you, but this is how we're sitting right now with 50 of the young chickens, 30 of the old chickens, and then just one rooster. Now, the reason why we have this particular split, this is exactly the same amount as we had last time. Last time we had 20 adult chickens, 20 young chickens. Well, I should say 2 sets of young chickens in there, 20 apiece. The thing is that one of those groups of chickens were at 4 or 5 months, I think it is. And let's see here. I don't remember what it is. I think chickens need 8 months to be able to go ahead and become older. This will be a better way of seeing it. They reach puberty at 6 months. So I was at 4 months. That's almost to an adult chicken, and I didn't want to take all adult chickens at that point, so I decided to split that number in half. That's where we got all of this. I had filled up the food tank thing. That's another thing that's been tweaked a little bit. for to animals. I have all of our vehicles back to the way they were. Everything's leased the same way. The only difference is that they just don't have any damage on them. My equipment doesn't have any damage on them. All of the implements and everything like that I cannot set working hours to. But as you can see, we hop in here 6.6 working hours. I'm able to... Shoot, I got that too parked close to the wall. Everything is set up exactly the way it was. Or I should say, as close as I possibly could get it. And where I go ahead and I take a look at potentially giving myself a little bit extra in this case, like that building out there. I was not able to duplicate weeds in this field right here. That is something that did stink. No weeds in this field, no weeds in my other field. The other field I was not able to mulch, so that's not going to be at 100%. But like I was saying before, you come on here, you take a look at the field prices. This one here, if you remember, I think we bought for $15,000. It's now $33,000. This field right here was probably going to be our next cheapest one that we're going to buy. Is like $25,000. It's almost $50,000 now. All of these fields are just absolutely crazy priced now compared to where they were. They're relatively, they're not all that expensive. Well, I guess for the amount of space, if you realize that this is the entire map and that tiny little plot is $187,000, it's pretty darn expensive. So with that being said, there were a couple mods that I was holding back on and a couple functions of using mods that I was holding back on because the fields were so darn cheap. It was going to be almost too easy to go about doing that. Well, you get ready. You're going to start seeing some other mods in here that may earn me a couple extra bucks a little bit quicker just because of how this is all set up. With that being said, here we are. I have everything back to May where we're at, where we last left off, or I should say where we were going to leave off was here in May. I had finished up those couple contracts you had seen pop up on the screen there, so all of that's been taken care of. With that being said, though, now we have a fresh start on contracts. Let's zoom this thing back in, and let's take a look and see what we have for contracts right now. Oh, potato harvest. I can't do that, so this one's out of... This one I just cannot do. And lots of spraying. So I think what I'm going to go about doing here... I like how this sprayer functions the best. So I'm probably going to borrow that one. And then we'll go ahead and accept a bunch of these. Okay, I do have that mod on. I wasn't sure which one of the mods I had on for refreshing my contracts, and it's that one. Like I said, I'd love to make $9 grand off of doing potatoes, but it doesn't make any sense. That's another thing. Contracts, even though the price of the fields went up, contracts are still the same. They're still really, really low. So it is what it is, but we'll go ahead. We'll muscle on through it. We'll get stuff done. We'll do the best we can. And ultimately, that's all we can go about doing here. Pretty slick, though. I am excited, you know, well, most of the time. Let's rephrase this before I get too far down the rabbit hole. I am usually pretty darn excited when it comes to map makers going about and updating their maps. It means they're willing to see that there are improvements that can be made on their maps because, you know, it means they still care, which is really, really cool. I do enjoy that. Now, you guys may have noticed, this is some jumping topics here because we're talking about different maps, but one of the things that you guys may have noticed is that I haven't been getting as many of these videos out as fast as before because I've been spending just a little bit of time here working with my good friend Taz of the Polycount modding team on a brand new series, and you might see a little something pop up here called Teaming Up. I think it's a really, really neat thing that we're able to go about doing. We're able to work together doing some farming, and I think that's probably one of the cooler things that you can go about doing. If anybody has an opportunity, go ahead, click on that link or find that in the description down below. I really highly encourage anybody to go ahead and watch it. Not just because of, you know, it's something that I'm doing, but to go ahead and take a peek at it because, wrong thing here, it's neat. We'd have the opportunity to talk about a lot of different things. One of the things that we are emphasizing on there is just being able to work with somebody else, being able to learn from somebody else, and I think that's a really cool. I can't see what's going on now. That's where my realism stops. I can't see. Oh man. So it is pretty darn neat, and I highly encourage anybody to go ahead and hop on over there, take a peek at it, see what you think. Another thing, comment down below. Let me know if you've had an opportunity to check that thing out just yet. I know it's, oops. Just remembered, I don't know where I'm going here. Pretty much all the fields except for 15. 15 is the only field that doesn't get it. Okay, perfect. That's good to know. That way we can get out and rock and roll. It's a neat experience. It really is a neat experience. Trying to coordinate timing, trying to coordinate other people's game style, gameplay. The fortunate thing is Taz and myself, we both go ahead and we actually have very similar gameplay styles. There are some things that are slightly different, but for the most part, we kind of like rock and roll with some smaller equipment from time to time. We enjoy, get this thing all opened up here. We both enjoy, well, just kind of like the simple things. Some of the older looking equipment, maybe not necessarily small, but older looking equipment. And it's pretty darn neat. Plus, there's something on there where Taz is teaching me how to go about using the GPS, and I think that's pretty cool because I've never really successfully used GPS in the past, and it's pretty darn cool. It really is pretty darn cool. Now we're in the process of recording the second episode, but the thing is, Taz and myself, we live time zones apart, so that kind of makes timing on all this stuff a little bit jazzy here. So in between, I'm taking an opportunity, getting a little bit of furling, Smallin, and Ballin done, and it's pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. It's also neat to try out different things, especially when it comes to farming. If you have the opportunity to, like I said, play with somebody else, I highly encourage it, because there's the whole learning aspect of things, the whole trying to figure out, you know, what might potentially be the best way of doing something when you have two people. How do you want to divide up the chores? How do you want to attack the chores together? I mean, depending on what you want to do there. It really is kind of a neat experience. So I guess comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys enjoy doing multiplayer? Where you're going at it kind of as like a co-op sort of thing, where you guys are working together versus, all right, now you're playing with a bunch of people, but it's all separate. Everybody's doing stuff separately on their own. And I guess also comment, let me know, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer playing with people as a group, or do you enjoy playing with people but kind of separate, but just so you have other people on the map? Comment down below, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to go ahead and knock out all these contracts, which we'll see here in just a second. Let me see, pop back up onto here for just a moment. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probably make 12 grand off of this, give or take. So I will let you guys know when we're done how much we actually made off of all this stuff. But until that time, guys, I appreciate you for coming on back. I appreciate you for commenting. I appreciate you for the subscriptions, the follows, or not the follows, the likes, and all that jazz. It's awfully cool of you. Hopefully I keep doing a good enough job where I earn your likes, I earn your subscriptions, and I earn your willingness to wanting to give a shot to see what I'm doing here. So I'll knock this stuff out, and I will catch up with you guys, and I'll let you know how this all goes. All right, everyone. So here we are back at it, rocking and rolling. What we got going on right now is our money's gone up, and then our money's gone down just a hair. Well, what the heck does that mean? Well, we've made a slight little purchase here. Um, I have my farmall doing some fertilizing contracts. After I completed all of those spraying contracts, we got a load of fertilizing contracts, so that's what we decided. Well, that's why I decided we'd jump in and take care of. So while that's going on, that's actually going to kind of take care of some of the stuff we're dealing with. And the other thing is, I got something else I want to go ahead and look at. Oh boy, that was close. He definitely scraped the paint on that vehicle. Entirely his fault, of course. But in order to do that, I want to get rid of this thing. This trailer, it's done a good job. It's helped us out a ton, but it's time that we just get rid of it. We don't need this thing here any longer at all. So we'll leave that right there, and we'll get rid of the lease in just a second. But here is what we ended up grabbing. I ended up buying this guy. I already have it set up in the bale configuration for a specific reason. But this little bad mamma jamma is the 2PS6A by FS22 modding team. It is 16.77 megabytes to download, as it comes with some neat little configurations. The best configuration that we have so far on this one is that it is only $4,400 as a nice little starting piece of equipment. So that in itself is pretty cool. It does appear they can couple together. I haven't tried that out yet, so don't quote me on it. But it starts off with a relatively small capacity, but you can go ahead and bump it up to, I think this is it. 91,000, or not 91,000, 19,000 liters. I'm not entirely sure if my harvester will be able to actually do that, but to go from the bale tray there all the way up to that, it's $150. So it's not bad at all. It does give you some options on here. Color palette is, it's not immaculate, but it is, at least it has a nice little color palette on there. So we got that for moving forward here. I figured, I want to, now that we're making a little bit of extra cash here, let's go ahead and get rid of this right away since we're in here. And return. It's done us well. It's helped us out a ton to get to this point so far, but it's just that time. I think one of the things that we're going to look at doing here is, I was trying to say is, I'd like to try and start replacing some of those items that we actually are leasing. It's entirely different right now. You might be telling yourself, well, geez, you were just saying earlier that the price of the fields have gone up, and the contract values really haven't gone up all that much. You're right, that still is true, but the thing is that we're looking at here on this is, if you kind of remember when we first started, everything was kind of spread out, everything was kind of staggered a little bit. Well, we're kind of at a point here because of resetting the gameplay. It's not everything's at the same stage, but everything needs all of this stuff done to it. So everything needed to be sprayed. Everything is in the process of needing to be fertilized, just because I wasn't here taking care of everything step by step as the fields harvest. So we'll come up here for just a second, because if you go ahead and you take a look at it like this, let's hop on out of here. You take a look at it like this. You see our fields here, everything's at different growth states. So what's going to end up happening is this field will get ready to harvest. We'll probably come up here and help. Looks like that guy's done doing his job. But then everything will get staggered out again. And this large influx of cash that we got is short-lived. It's not going to continue to happen where we're just making tons and tons of cash because of contracts all at once. This is kind of a fluke thing. After this month here, May, everything's going to get spread back out again. We're not going to have as many fertilizing contracts bunched up and all that stuff. We're not going to have that as an option. So it is what it is. It may seem kind of silly. It may seem like, oh, well, you're just kind of making stuff up as you go along. Well, maybe, but that's not the case. What's this guy doing over here? We'll get this one off to the next contract. I actually had the Mahindra out here, and one thing that I have found out with this fertilizer spreader, when it is completely full, the Mahindra bounces the front end up off the ground when it's trying to drive around. The Farmall here actually has more weight on the front to keep it counterbalanced. So when it comes to doing the fertilizing and stuff, when the Mahindra, when the fertilizer spreader's full, the Mahindra is just, it's not the best option for what we have going on. So it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. We'll make do with what we got. It's not too shabby. Actually come up over here so you can see. One of the things that I ended up doing is I was not able to get that field at the correct state that it was last time. So what I was going to do with this is it's May. I think we'll wait till July before we say that that field is ready to be cut again, just to kind of give ourselves the spacing that we need to actually let that grass grow to that same state. And I actually took, when I put this thing down, I actually set it back just a little bit farther versus right at the very road, so it's going to be, essentially we're not going to have a large obstacle there anymore. So I was trying to think ahead, I was trying to plan ahead, I thought it was a good idea, I don't know. Comment down below, let me know if you think I handled all that stuff correctly. Yeah, go ahead and comment down below, I really would appreciate it, and if you have a chance, hit that like button, just smash it. Use your forehead, your palm, you know, whatever it is that you choose to smash the like button. You go ahead and do it. But be careful. I don't want you to hurt yourself. Oh, man. So I'm going to have this guy. I'm just going to hire a helper back out here and get rocking and rolling. Because we have a secret project that's coming up here. Secret project. And there are certain... Ooh, wait a second here. Hire helper. I'm going to tab over, so I apologize right now. Get over here. We got a secret project coming through. That was one of the big reasons why I wanted to get this guy right here. As you guys know, with leased equipment like that other trailer that we had, it's completed their task. Oh, I'll deal with that later. As with leased equipment, you can't go ahead and do anything with it. You have to essentially lease something new. So what we got right here, we got ourselves a chainsaw. We got to make some room because we actually own all the way up to the road right here. So I can get this tree here if I want, you know, and then once I get over here, it starts to get, all right, I don't have access to this land. So it really does come right up to that road. Well, you can't see it right now. Wherever the road is right here, that's pretty much where our line is. We own all the way back here to about, just about, there's a couple big trees right here. I was doing some testing. This tree and that tree I can cut down. I can't cut down any of this stuff here. So we actually own quite a sizable chunk of land over here. It's actually pretty darn cool. I think this is going to work out nice and slick over here for what I have planned. It's going to be fun, I think. I know myself when I'm going ahead and doing... I want to kind of decide what I want to do here with some of this stuff. I think we'll leave that tree here for right now. I'm going to start cutting down some of these big trees here. I know myself when I'm going ahead and doing these little endeavors like this, I really get a good kick out of it. Of what can be done, what can't be done. Shoot, you know what I think about this? I wonder if because this went over onto the other plot of land, that's considered not my tree now. I always hate that when that happens, because then I have to dabble out of reality, or at least my little reality that I'm trying to create here, and potentially use like super strength to pull the tree back on. I don't really want to do that. I'd rather keep it legit and everything like that. But yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like doing a little bit of forestry, cleaning up a little bit of these areas here. As for how much I need to take down and whatnot, I don't want to give away too much. I don't want to give away too much. But oh, shoot. After going ahead and doing my wilderness series that we did a little while ago, right towards the end of FS19, I really found out that I thoroughly Well, what of you? What of you? That's super cool. Oh, man. Anyways, I found out that I really do like doing the forestry stuff. It is, in my eyes, really fun. I get a kick out of doing it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to continue to enjoy what we're doing here with this. I'm not sure. I just got rid of that whole chunk up there. We're going to go ahead. We're going to cut this stuff. Here's my trailer. Cut this stuff down here. Oh, good. Because I seen when I was looking at this, this trailer is also kind of neat because it's got some straps like that. That's something you don't see that often. Which, you know what, if you're putting round bales on here, those straps would work out really, really slick. Because you can get 2 round bales this way, stack them right here, and make kind of like a pyramid out of it. That'd be pretty darn slick. I like that. Anyways, enough of that jazz. We're going to get back over here. We're going to keep rocking and rolling with... Where's my branch? It's here somewhere. There it is. We're going to keep rocking and rolling with cutting down some trees, and maybe I'll let you in on my secret adventure here. We'll find out. I think you guys are going to like it. Alright, so just out here finishing up a little bit of this last contract we got going up here. And then we have taken care of all of the fertilizing contracts that were available to us. So we're going to come up here and accept them all right now. It does look like there are a couple more that have popped up. Well, that's kind of nice. But we'll go ahead and we'll collect all of these ones here for the time being. And I guess back with it. The heck with it. We'll go ahead and we'll accept these ones too. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the face and say no. No, I'm not doing this. You can't make me. Oh man, we're gonna drive back up to the farm here really quick because let's get in here. As you see, we have a spot lit up in up over there. We have our first load of wood. I want to take you guys off to see if we can sell it at this location. Not 100% sure. I think the price right now for wood is $99 for wood chips. Now, one thing that I've always never been 100% sure on, and I really am not sure when it comes to 22 here, is does the wood chip price affect how much you're going to get for, well, trees? The logs that you... Ooh, shoot those posts. The logs and everything that you go ahead and cut, does that matter? Does that have a fluctuating price as well? Like I said, it's one of those things I never remember if that's the case or not. So we've gotten down a couple of these trees in here. I've actually come in and removed some of the bushes, got them out of the way. We're going to keep going back a little bit farther and opening this thing up so that we have this room to do whatever we want. If we want to do this or if we want to do something else, like I said, I have my project in mind. It's a secret, super secret project in mind. But I want to be able to see what we'll end up getting here. So let's hop in here. Let's get into this bad mamma jamma, and let's go sell this wood. Like I said, $99 per 1,000 liters for wood chips. Pause the video right now. Comment down below. Let me know how much cash are we gonna get off of this. We are on normal economics, so I'm not 100% sure. And to be 100% honest with you, I don't know if we could even take our wood to this location either. The location says it takes wood chips, but that's it. It doesn't say if it takes lumber or not. So we're gonna head up here, and if I'm wrong for some reason, it's not the end of the world because it's the place is on the other side of the map. I mean, the map isn't huge to begin with, so we're probably pretty safe. I'm gonna go in the do not enter, and let's see if I unstrap this. What happens? Nothing. Okay, so we can't go there. The other location is the biomass heating plant, which is where I thought we were going to end up having to kind of go. I was looking not to run that over, but looks like the sin has been done, so let's just continue on. It's kind of neat to drive around through here. You take a look at like all the little signs and everything that gets put into making a map what it is. It really is kind of neat. It really is kind of neat, especially when I blow through all the stop signs and run them over. And oh man, I'd have to say that my my stop sign or road sign kill count has got to be in the thousands. I have knocked over just thousands of them. What's really cool is when you have the maps that you have the opportunity to go ahead and knock down the signs, and the next time you come back in the game, or if you wander too far away from that sign, it just re-renders in and you get to knock it over all over again. That's always classic. What are you gonna do? But yeah, I mean, one of the things I was gonna mention, I kind of talked about this a little bit before, but it is it has been kind of interesting going ahead and playing on a couple different maps at a time. I'll be honest with you, I haven't had much opportunity to do that in the past. Well, I guess I should say I have had the opportunity. I've chosen not to. With working with Taz on our teaming up series, that's been a lot of fun. I'm doing this. I'm actually going to be starting off a new community server gameplay going on here. I have a community server open up to anyone and everyone. We only use cross-platform mods, so that way, like I said, it really is open to anyone and everyone. Mainly stream that on my Twitch channel, but just open up that invitation. All you guys got to do is go to my Discord page, and there you'll find a link to how to get there. And the link, I put the link for my Discord at the bottom of the page, or at the bottom of the description. So if you guys are looking for it and you want to hop on and join in some fun, we're going to be on Riverview Farm. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be a nice little change. We've been on Calm Lands for quite a while, but it'll be nice to have a nice little change of pace. So let's see here with that normal economics. I'm gonna go $6,000. That's my guess. $6,000. Oh gosh, I was way off. Whoever had $2,980, you crushed it. I was way off. I thought there was more wood on there than that. Oh well. Well, even if we go ahead and we get some money off all this, still it isn't bad. It helps kind of recoup the loss that we've had from all of our other endeavors, from what we're going to be putting in there. It'll help with that a little bit. One of the things I think I'm always kind of leery about this, but you know what, the heck with it. We're going to do it right now. We're going to do it right now. One of the things that I'm always kind of leery about is when it comes to your loan, paying it off whenever I can't even find the right thing. Paying your loan off whenever you can, even if it's for a little while in the game. I think the interest accumulates slightly different here than it did in 19. So I think you're getting it like by hour as opposed to daily. I could be wrong. I'm not seeing where loan interest. There's no loan interest. Oh, that's right, because I haven't had a loan. I just started playing. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. What the heck's going on? Oh boy. So I'll go ahead and I get that paid off, and what I'll end up doing is then in the long run, when I need that money, I'll go ahead and take it right back out. But I think we're sitting in a pretty good position with the couple other fertilizing contracts we got going on that should help bolster some of the other stuff that we're working on and we're doing. One of the things I'd like to have you guys comment down below. I know of Rusty Money Gaming and Mr. Sealy P. Both have a Let's Play going on this particular map. Two totally different styles, and both of their styles are completely different from what I'm doing. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys, if you guys have been watching other series being played on Frühling. I know I always get a kick out of watching all the videos. I'm not gonna lie, even with however you want to look at it, the idea for cutting down some of these plots within our scope wasn't even my idea. It was something that came from watching Mr. Seeley P. He was talking about this chunk of land right here. This is ours, and this is virtually dead space in here. It's all vegetation where this stuff can be cut down and you could do something in here. I think that's pretty neat. I don't know if I'm going to do anything in there. I don't really want to seem like a copycat. But yeah, I think that's kind of a neat idea. And that's kind of what gave me the idea for bumping this out. That and the fact that, well, I don't want to give too much away because it's still a secret. It still is a secret. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is we'll get this guy out here rocking and rolling. Fertilizing some fields again. I'm going to cut down some more trees. I think we're getting pretty close. I'd like to get at least this tree, and probably this tree taken down. We'll see how that opens this stuff up here, because this is really kind of the dividing line right here. This tree I can cut down. So maybe this one. Can I cut this tree down? No, I don't even have access to that one, so I'll probably only be cutting down just a couple more trees, probably doubling up our money that we got. We had like almost $3 grand. We'll probably get about $3 grand off the couple of trees I'm going to cut down here, and I probably will meet you back once we get to that point. But for starters, I got to get this guy back out in the field, get this guy rocking and rolling. It's kind of been a little unfortunate with this thing, with the width of how much this thing spreads out. It's 42 meters, if I remember correctly. The helper thinks he's done way more than he thinks he is. So I'm usually having to go back and fix another little strip. It is what it is, but you know what? It's taking care of some of the stuff while I'm cutting down some trees and making room for the secret project. So wish this guy luck and wish me luck, and we'll catch you back here in a little bit. Well, guys, not more than 2 seconds after I left you, I went and cut this down, and I'm not gonna lie, this is not the first time that I've dropped the tree on here, but these are the struggles. These are the struggles that I'm going through on this. Oh man, I thought I was gonna do this right by not cutting it down directly on top of my equipment, but apparently my judgment was flawed yet again. So I just wanted to bring you guys in here to show you that, one, I'm not perfect at this. I'm not all that good even, and it doesn't matter. I've logged a lot of time doing forestry, and I still am mediocre at best. So if you guys are finding yourself in a struggle, don't worry, it happens to everyone. Oh man, comment down below, how many times has this happened to you guys? Happens to me way more than it really should. I'm gonna keep going at this, get this taken care of. All right, everyone, so we got our last load of wood right here. Got all that stuff taken care of, and the surprise has been accomplished. So we'll get to go check that thing out and see what's going on. I had to go about asking for help. I had to have someone come in and take care of the stumps for me. I just couldn't do it myself. Horsepower and everything. I didn't have tractors, didn't really want to lease anything, so I figured, you know what, I sometimes just better off having a professional come in and take care of it. All right, let's get this taken care of, loosen that up, hop on out, and let's see what we end up getting right here. So 1,444, and that's going to end up giving us a grand total of $8,463. So that total that I originally had given you guys for how much I thought was going to be, when I said like 9,000, well, maybe after everything we did, we were very close to that. We actually got way more than I thought. There was one tree in particular that we ended up taking down that was quite the amount. We actually ended up, all right, we're clear. We actually ended up getting over $3,000 just for one tree alone. It was pretty darn cool. It was a spruce. It was tall, it was thick, and I think that was the one that you actually see me drop right on top of my tractor here. So, yeah, good times, good times. But I think we're doing pretty darn slick with all this. I think the farm is moving in the right direction, especially with this little mystery that we're going to go ahead and see here, the little mystery project. It's going to help us out in the long run. And I'll do a little bit more explaining once we get to the mystery. I don't want to give too much away. I know I keep saying that, but I really do mean that. So, watch what I'm doing here. So I'm kind of curious. Now, one of the things I have done here recently, and this is just something that I probably should have done a long time ago. I'm playing on PC, so what I ended up doing is I actually took my mods from all my different gameplays and separated them. I'm taking and throwing them onto my PC for whichever gameplay I'm doing. Oh my gosh, this game loaded up so quick. It was insane. Comment down below how far behind am I when it comes to that sort of thing, guys. Oh man, I should have done this a while ago. Oh boy, and here it is. Here is the surprise, the mystery that we have coming for us right here. Oh, you betcha. We have a nice little area, which I'm going to call our production area. If we decide we're going to go ahead and put up any more little production things, we can do it. I think we can possibly take out a tree or two more, but I figured what we had done is pretty darn good for right now. And right here we have the dairy production. Small, red. They do have different options. This is part of that Omatana production pack, so I'll make sure I have this back up into the description again. There was kind of a French-styled white building clay brick or clay tiling or Spanish, whatever that is. Didn't really seem to fit. There was a brick one in here, not a brick, but kind of a stone finish. It didn't really fit. And you know what? I just kind of like how that looks. I don't. Silly American with their red barns and whatnot, but it's pretty darn cool. I like it. I like it a lot. And I'll show you why I like this. We come in here. Here's what we now can do. We can now do ice cream. I don't have any milk. I don't have any way of doing strawberries yet. So maybe we'll see. Oat drink. This is something that's pretty darn cool. You have 1 oat, 10 water, and you make an oat drink. I'll show you that in a second here. Soybean drink. Kind of like a soy latte. This is like oat milk or maybe soy milk, you know, however you want to look at it. So 1 bean in, 10 water, boom, water's free. So you're taking 1 liter of soybeans and getting all this stuff. And then you can still do butter and cheese. So instead of going and buying the big production facility, I can take all that stuff right here. It's pretty darn slick. We already know how that stuff goes. But pricing wise on this, I think this is going to be the real cat's meow. Is when you come down over here, you take a look at this, the oat drink. Take a look at the oat drink. $509 per liter. Now you might be telling yourself, oh, geez, or 1,000 liters. You might be telling yourself, man, you come up here and take a look at this. Where are oats? Where are oats? Oats are up higher. This price is way, way more. Why would I go about doing this? Per 1,000 liters of this oat, and the same thing with this soy drink, I'm only using 100 liters of the oat and 100 liters of the soy. That's crazy. I'll be able to make a ton of money off this, and that'll go good in investments for everything we got going on here. So it's nice, it's neat, it's kind of a neat little idea for adding on to the production side of things. Now, don't get me wrong. There are still things here that I'm looking at that I'd like to do. Get off my barn. But I think ultimately what we need now is cash. Lots and lots of cash. I think it'll work out nice and slick. It does kind of look neat right there, just kind of tucked back off in there. I like it. I like it. And if you guys are liking what you're hearing, liking what you're seeing, go ahead and smash that like button. I really would appreciate it. Hit that subscription. Oh boy, I can't tell you how much it helps the channel out. It really, really does. Hit that notification bell, have it set to all, that way you know when this and other great videos are coming out by myself. Go ahead and share this with somebody who likes oat milk. Why not? Oat milks or surprises, mysteries, or whatever it is that your heart desires. Guys, I think we're having fun here. I think we're making progress. Even though the map has gone ahead and changed things on us, where we had updates, we now have a new way of making money, and we have the mystery project. Guys, I can't wait to see you again, but until I do, thanks for stopping by.